As we welcome you back inside of our Cowboy Channel studios here in Fort Worth, Texas, and thankful to the Team Roping Journal. They are always kind enough to share some great insight and some great stories when it comes to the world of team roping. And this is all about the Bob Feist Invitational that just took place last weekend, actually. And of course, lots of roping still going on up there at BFI week right now. But more importantly, it's about those couple guys right there. World champion team roper on the front side, Colby Lovell. You're watching Dakota Kirchenschlager, his healer on the backside, also a National Finals Rodeo team roper. Those guys did very well up there. In fact, they ended up 4th overall at the BFI last weekend. There's a good look at it. Of course, they split $55,000 for those 47.7 second runs on 6 steers. Of course, Caleb Driggers and Junior Nogueira got the overall win. Clay Smith and Colby Payne, number 2. But no matter what, it takes some great horses to be able to win at that level of team roping. And to be able to talk all about this, a man that knows all about that kind of horsepower joins us here on the show right now. Dakota Kirchenschlager joins us. Dakota, thanks for being here to visit with me today.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having us.
Dakota, I think you're one of the guys that knows firsthand of what kind of horsepower it takes, whether it's trying to win the Bob Feist Invitational last week or trying to win a go-round at the National Finals Rodeo, or even maybe even more importantly nowadays, these fraternities that are all taking place all across the country. I want to focus just for a moment on the Bob Feist, and I want you to tell me what kind of horse that takes up there and the pressure that y'all have to put on that kind of horse to be able to win, or as you guys did, place at the Bob Feist last week.
Man, it takes a very, very special horse to win at any level, but especially there, at the Bob Feist. I've been going there since I was 15 years old, and I'm 32 years old, and this is the most success I've ever had in the average. I just feel like you got to have a good horse that's going to stay with you all day. The steers and the conditions are very, very extreme, and you just got to be able to trust what everything you do at home with these horses when you go to an event like that, and that everything will stay together with you.
Your partner, Colby Lovell, was riding a great one. He was actually riding a stud that is eligible for all the Riata buckles, the pink buckle, the ruby buckle, eligible incentives as well. You were riding one that actually is owned by world champion Caleb Driggers, another stallion who is also eligible for all those fraternities, the gold buckle, the royal crown, the Riata buckle as well. But you've had some pretty big history with that horse. Tell us a little bit about that, maybe importantly going back in October of how you guys did well together.
Caleb Driggers, we were good friends and we talked about it, and he asked me if I would like to show that horse last year. So I started showing him just a handful of times before Fort Worth, and then I was the reserve champion at Fort Worth on that horse. And there's just a lot of good things I like about him. He's strong, he's athletic, he can really run, and that horse come from Colby Lovell as a 4-year-old. He had him until then, and then Caleb bought him from him, and it was just a whirlwind of effects. Good people and a good horse just kind of all came together and starting to turn into a big story for sure.
Dakota, you obviously know everything about these horses from their young ages when you start these things at, say, 3 years old, trying to start roping on them, to when you're roping on them at the Bob Feist Invitational like you were last weekend. What are some of the things of I'm going to call it a great horse like you were riding last weekend, that you really, really try to point out and know that, like, hey, that's a couple things that I really like about this horse, and I'm going to ride him at the BFI? What are those couple things that you really, really like about him?
So, like a horse you're going to pick to ride at a big roping like that, or the NFR or anything in rodeo on, them are the horses that when you're practicing at home on slow steers and going slow, they're always a little too much horse. And you're always like slowing them down and slowing their thought process down and making sure that they're breathing and their thought process is right. Them are the big, big things you work on with them, because them horses, they want to do everything almost to full contact. I mean, they're very extreme, they're very fast, they're very physical horses, and that's what you need to win at the top level with the fraternities, the BFI, the rodeo on, the NFR, all of that stuff. Them horses that have that extra wow factor, when you're at home riding them, it's no fun because you got to slow them down and take your time with them. But when it all comes together at the major events like the BFI and at Fort Worth, them are the horses that you want to be riding.
Absolutely. I bet that is right. Of course, the horse we're talking all about, Metallic Payday, that you were riding to win fourth with partner Kobe Lovell there at the BFI last week. Dakota, not only thanks for joining us here on the show to kind of get us up to date on some great horsepower, but good luck to you the rest of the year. I know you'll have lots more in store to show us all across the world of professional team roping. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Dakota Kirchenschlager joining us to talk all about horsepower when it comes to the world of professional team roping.